What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Bargain Bin Bros. Just want to leave you with this really quick.
Van Gogh painted this. This is an original.
Yes, sir.
Who painted this?
Leonardo da Vinci painted this, sir.
Yeah, I heard he was pretty good. So these free to real clothes.
Yes.
Like she wore these.
Yes, sir, she did.
They wash them. Y'all think about selling something like this?
Sir, this is a piece of priceless art.
Because if so, I might be able to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I might be able to do that.
Are you, bro?
What's going on, Calvin? How you doing today?
What up, bro?
Been a day, huh?
On the grind. Actually, I'm good. I just got to LA Port. No, I was able to sleep in this morning. In
Okay,
comparison,
Yeah, just a local run then.
yeah, I got a delivery here next door at Long Beach at the Queen Mary. Back to San Bernardino. Pick up another one for tomorrow. Back to Long Beach again. So yesterday morning, I got up at 2 to drive out to where'd I go? Lake Havasu in Arizona. So that was about
How far is that at?
5 hours.
Okay.
So got up there, shot out there, and turned around, came back, picked up these 2 loads. So
You're a machine.
yeah,
man.
this is light work. Hey man, shit. If I don't get up, else is gonna do it,
It's true. Jazz Inc. is not going to pay for itself. So.
bro. I'm like, I got 2 more left and I'm done. Shit.
Oh boy. All right. So you're gonna tap out after that. No more Batmobiles.
Shit, what else they got that I don't have already?
That's a good point. You
66,
got it all.
I skipped that one, but yeah, 22, I'm about halfway done with that one, and I got to finish off the 89. And it's funny because I'm behind on the 89 payments because I paid off, I paid off the Batwing, then I paid for the shipping. I'm pissed. I paid the shipping for that the 95 like a month early. I thought it was already in stock to ship, so I was like, yeah, here, pay it. I was like, wait, why
And
is
it
shit
was
not
holding
shipping?
on to your money.
Yep. You know how they do.
How much was
And
shipping
then
on that?
3 something. Hold on. It looks like he has a question.
You're good.
You check in that way. Hold on.
No, you're good, man. This
You
is
check in at the end of the street. Go all the way to the end of the street, and there's the check-ins at the end of the street inside the gates on the right side. Go all the way down to the end of the corner on the right side. Right side. Yes, sir.
Love that.
Yeah, no, they recently changed the check-in point on us, and if you don't know, you're just sitting out here stuck.
Oh, so dude was just waiting around.
Yeah, he was on the corner waving people down, trying to figure out where he was supposed to go.
Damn. Yeah, man. Well, there's nothing screams Bargain Bin Bros more like coming in live from work, hustling
Bro,
to
shit.
pay for the hobby.
You already know how it goes, and you know my shit. People like, well, when do you work? I'm like, around the clock. They're like, no, like, what are your hours? 24/7. Like, I don't have a set time. Every day
You're just
changes.
waiting.
Shit.
You're waiting for the bat signal.
Man. So what's up? What's up with you guys? How you been?
Man, I've been good. And we've got another Bargain Bin Bro joining the fray right here. We got Shane 16 Figure Focus. Shane, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. I arrived at like 5 and then I realised, oh, it's a 5:15. Then I was here at 5:15 and then I was like, oh, it's been changed to 5:30. And I realised you were over there watching Big Brother.
Exactly.
Over there
That's what I
watching-
did.
And, I mean, the only thing I was thinking about before I figured out was like, no, maybe he's closing all the gates, keeping all the fake collectors out, you gatekeeper.
That's right. I was.
So, yeah, I went
barbarians
over
were
and
at
I
the
saw you
gates.
there in the chat and everything. And I mean, here's me on time, giving up my
Yeah.
time for you.
Shane, this
How are you
is how you learn right here. Never show up to a Mexican party early. If you
There's
show
no
up
need
too
to get
early,
all racial, man.
we always got to get racial.
But
if you
the
show
cool
up
part
too
is,
early,
is it racial if it's telling the truth? Like I know we all have stereotypes, but the truth is the truth sometimes.
Calvin
is
Every
true.
time. That's why I
mentioned
stopped
this,
showing up
yeah.
early for LWO. I'd be there on
That's
time.
right.
Like, why am I here?
I mentioned this on it was Wolfpack Wednesday a few days ago, and I think they were kind of tiptoeing around I think it was Wolfpack Wednesday about like Irish people drinking, and I was like, No, it's part of our culture. The stereotype does exist for a reason. Like, not everyone's drunk in the streets at 2 o'clock, but we have a alcohol as part of our culture. Like, so
There we go.
yeah.
No, there's just certain stereotypes that have earned their stripes, and so if you show up to a Mexican party too early, well, you're going to be the only one there, and they might make you help set up. So
Oh,
you
they're
get there
gonna.
too early,
There's no might about it. You're part of the crew now. Set up.
you're putting up
Take this.
chairs, tables, picking up beer,
That's a
cooking
fact.
maybe if.
So the
So they
trick
won't
is
put you to
to
work.
arrive late and leave early.
Exactly.
100%, 100%. That's the veteran move right there. So, oh man, but so Friday in your neck of the woods, just got off work, ready to start the weekend. Is that what we're looking at, Shane?
No, I have 2 weeks holidays, so I go back on Monday.
Oh, nice.
So,
Okay.
Oh.
yeah,
Nice.
and yeah, the reason I'm not having a beer, myself and Megan are doing. We do hot yoga on Saturday mornings, every second Saturday. And I swear to God, last time I did it, nearly died. I love it, but it's tough. And
How hot are
if
we
you're-
talking?
Oh, like 40 degrees Celsius, like in a sauna. Like you're sweating within like 5 minutes, and then your one says, "Okay, that's the warm up done." And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do this, but yeah. So I don't want to have any beers or anything tonight because it's just no matter how much water you drink,
Yeah.
still not enough.
You know what? I do kind of
So-
like that though. Is having go ahead, Kelvin.
Well, I was just curious because he showed us the cold tank yesterday. So you're going from one extreme to the other, hot yoga,
Yeah,
and then you're
pretty
going.
much.
You're taking
Pretty
cold
much,
baths.
Yeah,
Damn.
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and but yeah, it's that cold bath. It's like for the first minute, you're hyperventilating, and then like your parasympathetic nervous system, I think it's called, kicks in, and you relax a bit, and then when you go out, you feel reborn. You just feel
So it helps you with recovery then, right? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah, recovery.
okay.
Yeah. It's just you just feel fantastic after it. I swear by it.
Yeah.
Might need
Used
to
to
try
do it
this
back
out.
in my athlete days, but I haven't done it in years.
Back in the track days.
Yep, had to get them ankles and knees cooled off.
Yeah, I've been
Works.
so on the point of having exercise scheduled on a weekend day in the morning. I kind of love that because it does keep you honest. It does keep you like, okay, I'm not going to pig out like I may normally. I'm probably not going to drink. We've been playing basketball more often, so I actually just came from a little hoop session. And yeah, it's like I like that it makes me a bit more conscious about what I'm doing the day before, and it does kind of suck to get up early to get your butt kicked, but totally worth it to have it done and just ready
It
to.
extends your weekend though in a way though, like because as much as I like a nice sleep in, but sometimes when you wake up early in the weekend, you've got that out of the way. It's like 9-10 o'clock, and you feel fresh. It feels like you've extended
Yeah.
your day a bit. Like
And it like kind of counterintuitive, right? Because you're getting up early, but then you're kind of energized all of a sudden, and so you instead of having to go back to bed, you're like ready to tackle the weekend. Heck yeah! So let's check in with the chat really quick. I think we got a few in here, and then we'll get to some bargain bin bro talk. I do want to say, there's a lot of streams that have gone on already this week. I don't want to retread too much territory. I kind of see bargain bin bros as kind of a companion piece to other streams. So we're not going to do the hot take game today. So Calvin can breathe, can rest assured here. But I think we're going to try to do a game where it's what type of bargain bin bro are you? So I'm going to bring up some of the figures we've talked about and give everyone in the chat as well some options to say, what avenue they went down. So it'll all become clear here in just a sec. We got SpongeBob Square Balls in the chat. What's going on? Hey, thank you so much for joining. We got 1-6-figure focus throwing me under the bus here. I totally deserved it though. I had zero communication on pushing it back, but I figured everyone was on Bretta's stream, so wasn't stressing too much. We got the Sith Scale Collector in here. Yo, what's up, fellas? Hey, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. You got to message me about how the Wolverine modding has been going. I haven't gotten an update in a while, so need to connect on that. A live stream ain't a live stream without King Dingaling. Morning, guys. Hey, King Ding, thanks for joining. We got Jose G. Hernandez. Jose, let us know if you're working here, because I do want to say sucks to suck, but thanks for joining, Jose. We got Equan. What's up, you kings? Equan, thanks for joining. We got Baby Boy in the house. Happy Friday, fellas. Baby Boy, good luck hooping out there. Let's see. I didn't go with the crew that was going midday, so I can go at 6 a.m. Because, again, I just wanted to get it out of the way with. And I think I went 0 for 10, maybe. My shot was not falling, but you got to focus on the defensive end when you're when you're lacking on the other end. Baby Boy, thanks for joining. We got Andre. Started without Bretta. You know, Bretta's the wild card. Maybe he'll join. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll stay for a bit. Maybe he'll jump on and say, I just fucking talked about all these topics. I don't have anything to say. So who knows? But if we get him, it'll be a big bonus here. So I think it's like pushing 2 a.m. his time right now. So hopefully he'll be able to join here. Andre, thanks for joining. We got the 6 scale gallery. What's up, everyone? Here to take my mind off the Inart Bat. Oh, wait. Yeah, we'll get into a little bit of Inart Batman talk. I just want that figure in your hand so we can see some properly shot photos. You know, they should just hire you to take the photos at this point, because what they're putting out is not cutting it. Thanks so much for joining. We got Figurecraft in the house. Good morning, gentlemen. Figurecraft, thanks for being in here. We got Feezy's Figures. Hey, what's up? All happy Friday. Feezy, before you judge me, I am off today, all right? So I got the day off, not on the clock right now. Let's see. We got Jose saying we got to set up a pickup game for CaliCon. Calvin, are you down? Calvin, when's the last time you played?
It's been some years. I got to remind y'all, I'm 40. My knees, my ankles.
Yeah. We might play.
I ain't trying to roll no ankles where I can't get back to work on Monday.
Yeah, we might need to just play a game of horse, perhaps, and not get too physical there.
I'll referee.
There we go. Yeah. But yeah, I'd be down to play a little pickup. Let's see. We got Mark Mitchell in the house. Mark Mitchell, thanks for joining. We got Thalia Meyer in the house. Hello, everyone. We got Joao Big Bretta. The disrespect of starting a stream while I'm still live. Again, communication, my fault. I totally didn't want to start too late because, you know, it's obviously very late in your neck of the woods. But I set a time that was a little too close to Collectors United. So we'll get it right next time, Bretta.
Sounds like beef to me, man. Sounds like beef to me.
we should just manufacture some beef at this point. Just, you know, say, hey, Bretta and I are not cool anymore. And I heard that Collectors United is actually the new bargain bin bros. So we're going to have a square off here. We got Agent Silver Fox in the house. I've just joined and heard just had a hoop session. That means a totally different thing in Scotland. You have to let us know what that means.
I don't know if I want to know, but what's it mean?
Shane, are you familiar?
Yeah, I don't want that on the internet, not the explanation of it. No, I'll tell you the backstage.
Oh, it's a backstage one. Okay. All right. Ian, well, if you're free, jump on in and let us know. Just come on and describe it to us.
Oh, he'll tell you.
Thanks for being in here. Andre saying Bretta is fuming. Well, you know, we had to manufacture some beef here. So put the word out. 166 6 scale reviews. Well, that as well, but Big Bretta, we're not cool anymore. So that's what it is. What it is. Big Rib in the house. Hey all, what's up, fellas? Bretta is on his way. All right, good. Hopefully he will be here soon. Let's see. Thanks for joining, by the way. We got Noble Young in the house. We got KG Collector. What's going on? KG, thanks for being in here. This is a new one. El Diluvio. I'm here for the Bat Inart. Hey, thanks so much for joining. Love the name, by the way. Hopefully, let me know if I mispronounced it, but thanks for being in here. Let's see who we got. We got Akira. Hey, guys. Akira in the house. Jose, I am not working, but driving Elizabeth to LAX, so just as bad. Oh, man, that sucks to suck. Just going to LAX is not fun at all. But, yeah, thanks for being in here, Jose. And if you get home early, feel free to jump on in. We got Equan. CaliCon is going to turn into a hospital con at the end of the day. Yeah, if we try to hoop, it would not be... These knees are getting old, so maybe no outdoor hoops at this point. Let's see, we got Brandon Salad. Howdy, fellas. Can't get enough of the Batman talk. Let's go. Cannot wait to get into it. Thanks for joining, Brandon Salad. Let's see, we got West Michigan Collector. Hey, y'all. Time to talk about Batman again. I know. We're going to try to do it in a different way. At the end of the day, a lot of these just devolve into us, you know, giving our opinions, but we're going to try to mix it up here just a little bit. I can't come on and explain that live. Oh man. All right. Well, come on anyways, even if you don't want to explain, but let's see. We got Blue Tattoo. Hey everyone, Blue Tattoo. Thanks for joining. And I think that is it. So thanks. We got a nice packed house. Appreciate Bretta. for plugging us over there. Sounded weird, but hopefully he'll be on his way as well. I do want to talk with a little bit of Bargain Bin Bro talk about new things to the collection, deals we may have gotten, since you guys gave me shit for skipping on that one a few times ago. So, Calvin, I'm going to start with you. I know you've got a lot of Jazz Inc. on the way. You might be frozen. Am I frozen? Or is Calvin frozen?
No, I was multitasking. I was on the screen, but I
Okay.
can hear you.
So Calvin, what has come to the collection? I think I'm pretty familiar with the '90s Batmobile, but what else have you gotten? Have you scored any deals recently?
My Muhammad Ali showed up yesterday finally after like what felt like a year and a half of delays. Um, I got
Where'd you
a
order that one from? From Sideshow?
sideshow, yeah. So that finally showed up yesterday. Um, Green Goblin upgraded suit. Got my Mando Luke in.
Oh, you're just getting Mando Luke now.
Yeah, I got it from Sideshow because that was my last piece I was supposed to receive from those who should not remain unnamed.
Okay,
Those jerks.
got
And
it.
so then that was on my rewards. So technically it was a free figure, but I did pay for the shipping.
Yeah.
That was a year ago now, I believe. And I'm looking at it as April. So I finally found that Sideshow still had it. I got the deluxe, had some reward points, so I threw it at that and picked it up. So that finally came in. So
Nice.
this last week, yeah. So I got my 95 in from Jazz Inc., Mando Luke, Muhammad Ali, as well as the upgraded suit. With got that from Hogwarts. So Ray came through for me on that
Of
one.
course. Nice. Okay.
So
Always reliable there. Okay, so it's been a good stretch right there. It's a lot of stuff.
yes,
Very
sir.
good. And so Shane, I'm gonna kick it over to you as well. What have you gotten in recently? I know you're kind of planning the next phase of the collection room. So how's all that planning going?
Yeah, good. A few months back, obviously got onto Brian, and there was a very custom. Basically, I want kind of the same dimensions as the riser I have, but I want them basic something stronger because it's the riser I had. It looks cool now; it's doing a job, but it's a bit made of wood basically. So I want something a bit more
Got it.
premium and something that's capable of displaying vehicles as well.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Brian,
So
I'm
you're
back
getting
and forth a few times.
custom, not off the rack
Yeah,
display.
yeah. So it's just so basically, if you look at any of the photos of my new display, obviously the leadings are staying, but I'm just removing the riser and replacing them with two custom module cases, which will be they're custom made and they'll serve as a dual purpose riser and vehicle display. So if you just waiting on them, obviously. Haven't got anything new in recently. I am looking at a few. You'd be very proud. I'm building out my 4K Blu-ray library.
Love to hear it. Okay.
So I went home last week.
I think I know where this is going, by the way.
Yeah, I went home last week, and I spoke to my mom, and she was like, "Look, all those DVDs there. What do you want to do with them?" And I separated them into these ones I'm going to bring to my house here, and the other ones I'm going to sell or give to charity or whatever, because there's ones that basically it was a standard different. And the cut was, if a DVD stayed, I was like, will you buy this on Blu-ray? Because that's essentially what I'm going to do. Like, so they're all downstairs,
Nice.
all the DVDs, but I'm kind of going, okay, these are the ones that I will buy on Blu-ray, and then I will sell the DVDs if that's a thing, or give them to charity or whatever, so there's that. So the Nolan DVDs, I'm ordering them actually on the stream now at the moment, because I'm not sure about pricing. Like the place I found, like, they're doing a special offer. It's like for €25 they're two, it's like any two 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays, so it's like $12.50 each, but maybe $13, and they're
Pretty
brand
good.
new,
Yeah.
like.
That's
So,
where I like
yeah.
to strike around like the $10
Yeah,
to
yeah.
$15 range is perfect for
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with the Nolan movies anyway, because I don't want to, with New Zealand coming up as well, I don't want to. It's a rabbit hole that could get out of control. So
And his are so great because a lot of them come with that IMAX aspect ratio, or
right,
obviously not the
gotcha,
full,
you
but
can have that. Yeah,
extended.
excellent, good stuff. So yeah, can pull the trigger on them. In terms of figures, no. Last thing I got in was Doc Ock. So impressed with that. Tumblr is still in the box. I took it out to have a look at it, but of course I've nowhere to display it yet, so I'm waiting on those module cases. We had a big thing that left the collection today, though. Big thing that left the collection today. One
That
second.
left the collection. Okay. Oh my. This is breaking. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's are they
the
finally
latest
getting
update-
around to making this right?
Lion Rock contacted me, and I'll try to 1 second. I'll just try to sum this up really quickly because it's a long, boring story. So they get on to
No,
me.
give us
and
the full version, man. We got time.
Inart had been in contact with me as well. I contacted them basically going, I've seen John on streams, and if you buy from somewhere, and if you're outside the the places where these things are licensed, basically China or whatever, John has urged people to contact who you buy it from, and he did say make sure you buy it from someone reputable. Grant. So obviously over a year ago, I contacted Lion Rock on 2 copies of the same sculpt, and one of the sculpt has a little nick on its nose, and the two, I've heard a lot of people saying that they had difficulties removing their rooted sculpts from the little pegs and the tubes. I did not have that problem because mine were flopping around inside there. Like, that's an Inart issue.
Pause.
It's a packaging, it's a packaging issue on their part. That is not Lion Rock's fault.
Yeah, it's like
However,
a manufacturing defect.
it is.
basically.
It is 100%. Yeah. 2 copies of same sculpt, and because they weren't fully secured, there was a little nick in one of the noses. Reached out to Lion Rock last year, and they said, "Yeah, no problem. Send on the photos, and they'll get on to the distributor." And then I was kind of like run out of patience because I've been very patient. I don't think I could be accused of being an impatient. It's been a fucking year. Like. So got on to them and explained, "Look, I'm running out of patience here. This is ridiculous." He goes, "Look, we're getting onto the distributor regularly, but we've got to go to our distributor." Got on to Inart. Surprisingly, they did contact me back and say, "Look, Lion Rock Toys aren't our official distributor, so you've got to get on to the distributor that they got their stuff off."
Oh gosh. Okay. So the middleman to the
So
middleman.
yeah, I explained this to Lion Rock. We went back and forth anyway, and then I got a message from Lion Rock these last week going, "Yeah, here's my address. Ship that back to me." Now I'm not sure if that means that they're just going to solve the problem for me, or they've been like, "Yeah, look, my distributor has passed the information on to Inart, and they're going to solve the problem for you." Either way, it has left the building. Tracking's been sent, and they also said that they would look after me in terms of. They said just let us know how much the shipping is, and I said, "Look, just minus it off the next thing that I paid a balance on." So fingers crossed. The tracking on that says somewhere between 6 to 9 days, so I'm guessing it'll be over there with him within 2 weeks, and then it's just a case then hopefully they send out the new one, and hopefully that'll be the end of it then, and that will encourage me to stay with them even further. You know what I mean? So
If they make it right, yeah.
if they make it right, yeah, because like I look, this is the licensing issue that we don't have with Paul Atreides that you do have. What are you going to do? Like, you live outside of the States, or sorry, you live outside of China, and you want these products, and it's not Paul Atreides and it's not licensed. You go to who you trust or who you feel comfortable with. So yep.
Yeah. And there's always going to be a little bit of risk when you're doing these imports. So yeah. Sorry that you're still dealing with that, but I will just say,
man, it's a first world problem. It is an absolute
100%.
first world problem. Let's not lose the run of ourselves. It's the figure is so beautiful that it really didn't damper the experience as much as I thought it would. The figure is still stunning, but now it'd be obviously with the what's the word I'm looking for? That says a word. It's the principle. I'm not willing to let that go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Absolutely. But you did pay a lot of money for some premium products, and you want it to be right. We're all hoping that things are going to be perfect. There's going to be issues, but yeah, you want it to be as close to perfect as possible. So, all right. So you got a lot of changes in the collection. Anything else that you're keeping an eye on, waiting to strike on?
A lot of them we're probably going to talk about today. Actually, the thing that I was kind of saying to him, the contact in Lion Rock, was like, look, just take it off the price that he quoted me, which was good for the deluxe version of the Wolverine. He had the regular version a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "No, I'll wait for the real deal." I wanted the deluxe one. And the price he was quoting me for deluxe was good, and I said, right, so we'll knock the price of the shipping of the head sculpt back to you off that. So he hasn't messaged me back, but I don't think he's going to have an issue like that, seeing as he did reach out and say, look, I'll just pay for shipping. Actually, there is one thing completely.
Okay, tell us.
Yeah, I messaged Yixty about that Oppenheimer.
You did? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. So like,
okay,
Brett, I will love that because I suppose you consider him a a civilian. But listen, man, how many like little ticks does that get? Cillian Murphy, an actor I respect in numerous roles. An actor, he's kind of like has that relationship with Nolan the same way Leo has a relationship with Scorsese. You know what I mean? It's
No doubt about it.
so you got like my favorite director making a movie that he actually won Best Picture for, Best Director, and then of course Cillian Murphy himself, whose signature I have up there, and a man of science as well. It's something I wouldn't normally indulge, but I just think, when will that ever happen again in my lifetime? So yeah, I've been in contact with them. He said there's more left, so I think they're limited to 35 total.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which is not something that would usually coax me into something, but given all the other things I'm after listing, it's something I'm strongly considering. I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. All right. I want to chat with you a bit more about that, because the ship has probably sailed for me on that, but I'm still leaving the door open a little bit.
I when I was messaging him, I said, he was talking about like the price, which is it is pricey. It's like $800, and what that gets you is the full set. You know, Cillian Murphy's head sculpt, painted, all of the outfit and the body, and then unpainted, the scientist's actual likeness. But I'm obviously never going to use that. I'm going to pose it because it's based on a movie.
Okay, so there's a second sculpt as well.
Yeah, you actually get Oppenheimer's sculpt, but it's unpainted. But I want to pose Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer as a mark of, like, you know, the movie, you know, as opposed to just having a scientist on the shelf, like, you know. So it's like it's $900. It is not cheap. But he did say that there were more left. So
Okay, hasn't gotten as many bites. And obviously an artist that's working with hot toys. I think this is one that, you know, could last the test of time. And, you know, you talk about this as an investment. This hobby isn't necessarily something to invest in, but that will probably go up in value, I would assume. So I think I'm
not sure. It's not even a part of the only price I'm concerned is the price that I have to pay for it. But if it does, well and good, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, you know, it's
that's a good attitude to
a
have.
piece of cinema history. I might actually get myself a little one of those little 6-scale Oscars, and
love that.
Holding it, you know, pipe in one hand, and Oscar in the other hand.
There we go. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear. Yeah, and you've gone down the civilian route, so hopefully this will open the door to other civilians. You'll be addicted now. Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah. I want some random people, like I want a Joe Biden and
gosh.
You know, like James Joyce, and there's a really good postman in the area as well. I wouldn't mind a 6-scale. He's really good
Imagine.
postman. Always brings the packages. Yeah.
Bro, that would be incredible. Yeah, actually my post guy's great too. I'd consider.
Yeah. Man, come on. Shout out, respect.
That's right. Maybe not for 800, but really quickly, speaking of shout outs, I want to give a shout out to Marcos over at Collector Zone. Hey guys, watching from the gallery, saying what's up to all of us. And I think that's a perfect segue to plug the promo code that we have. So in bargain bin bro fashion, Collector Zone are our affiliates over there. So we got a promo code 16fix or 16fix. We'll get you 15% off your order. But I will just strongly encourage you to just be a part of his cantina. So Collector Zone Cantina, always dropping great deals in there. So if you're not already a part of that, definitely go be a part of that. So Marcos, thanks for joining. Let's see, the 6-scale gallery is saying Yixie's work is next level, and you're a true collector if you've got that in the collection. So, you know, your street cred was questionable before that, but now
do I get knighted
that
now?
In the collection,
do I get knighted?
You will get knighted. Yeah, it'll come with. It'll be life changing, I'm sure.
Sir Focus from now on. That's how you dress.
Sir Focus.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, we're gonna keep that going. Equan is saying, "Wow, Shane getting a civilian and a third party. That's incredible.
Do you consider it a third party though? Like, as in
unlicensed?
By definition, if it's unlicensed, it is. But I always thought there seems to be a bit of a. I think maybe I'm looking at the price. It's like, okay, how come this is a third party? But then, didn't they release They released an actual third-party version of Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb, which comes with the bomb, which I don't know why I found that weird. I just did. But that's the third party. Maybe that because they're mass produced. But I thought there was a distinguish between a custom and a third party.
Yeah.
Because it's smaller runs, more expensive. But yeah, they're still unlicensed. So I suppose if that's the definition, then yeah.
But yeah, maybe closer to that custom route. I think that's probably a more apt tag there, but yeah, either way. Let's see.
Either way, it's fake.
That's right. It's a knockoff. Calvin, Marcos is asking if you're on the road. I think you just got to the port, yeah? Sorry, Calvin, you're on mute, and I appreciate you being on mute.
Yeah, no worries. I got a bunch of trucks around me, so who knows when somebody will hit a horn or do something ridiculous. So, but no, I'm at work, but I wouldn't say on the road. I'm local. I'm like hour from the house. I'm just at LA Port making some deliveries.
No lizards in sight, though. All right.
No, I don't frequent with the lizards, and I've been told their new names as recreational reptiles.
All right.
Instead of lot lizards, they're recreational reptiles.
That's amazing.
Recreational reptile. Sounds like you're talking about the Dune Tube popcorn. I know that there's some joke there that I don't know.
That's a very good depiction of what they are. No, like at truck stops, there'll be prostitutes for truck drivers.
Right, yeah.
And
it's
so
funny how you can tell that this is not my first locker room chat.
It's the same,
okay. Well, since we went there, Ian hit me on the side, and they play ball a whole nother way than we play hoops, Marco. Because what he told me was he said I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said it's balls deep. He said when we go in, and he's like, and I'm not talking about just the tip.
Oh my god!
That was the context of the conversation.
Playing hoops.
Playing hoops.
Oh, or just like playing basketball.
Well, that's for us. That's how we play ball. But he said hoops for him is a whole nother phrase, and he told me on the side.
Gotcha.
But my running joke is my brother has always told me about relationships in the past. He's like, man, women always acting crazy because you put it all the way in. You're supposed to just give them the tip. So he said he doesn't give them the tip. This is LWO talk. This is LWO talk, but we're doing it early on Friday morning.
Yeah, Calvin's brother gave me like the crazy, like he was so confused because I was like, oh yeah, I think I got the same problem because they're always like, is it all the way in? And he was like, nah, man, that's something different. Oh man. So moving along though, yeah. So on the recreational reptiles though, Shane, same thing. You got to set up a thumper and then they can run in apparently. So, same difference.
That might be the funniest thing you've ever said. That was good.
Oh man, Let's really quickly want to shout out Dan. Hello, sexy bastards. Dan, what's going on, man? Happy Friday to you. I got to meet Dan in person in real life a few weekends ago, and his significant other, and yeah, it was a great conversation we had. So looking forward to Cali Con.
Rumor has it he's come to Dublin, man.
Oh really? Okay.
Rumor has it.
Okay. They were talking about a Europe trip. Okay. I like that. So let's really quickly, let me talk about some deals that I've gotten recently. Was finally able to convince Gigi for us to upgrade our TV. So I've wanted a new TV. I've had a 55-inch OLED from like 2018 actually. So not that old. She's like, your TV's fine. I was like, I just want to go a bit bigger. I want a newer model. So finally upgraded to a 65-inch OLED. And I got to say, the difference between 55 and 65 is massive. Like, it is a way bigger screen. And the first thing that I put on was Dune Part 1, the 4K Blu-ray. Oh my gosh, incredible. Like, okay, that's my third viewing. I like the first film more. I'm going to triple down on that. I think that's the superior film in my opinion.
The first one more? Wow.
Yeah, I like the first Dune more.
Didn't see that coming.
I think it's just a masterpiece to me. And the first time I saw it, I was like, it's slow. I don't really know what's going on, but now understanding a lot more of the lore, a lot more of the characters, I'm enthralled by that film. So that one is, going in the upper echelons for me. And part 2 is still really good, but I don't know that it reaches the highs of part 1 for me personally. But we'll see when
I need to give it another watch. Since seeing 2, I need to give it a full fresh watch with number 1 because it took me forever to get through it.
Yeah, man, I would definitely encourage, because now that you're kind of invested, knowing where it goes with part 2, I think you'll have a higher appreciation. So let's see. Dan is saying, yes, I'm about to get fucked up with Shane. Dang, so jealous. Gigi and I are still banking on doing a Europe trip this year, though, Shane. So hopefully we can figure out a place to meet up.
Jeez, my liver mightn't be a liver by Christmas at this rate, like, you know.
With all
So
these visitors at this point.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is,
Yeah.
if he comes in September, like usually September and October, I like do not drink, but yeah, there will be exceptions made.
There we go.
Yeah.
So on the Dune talk, I think that'll be a perfect transition into our first. So this whole thing is going to be, what type of bargain bin bro are you, right? So there are a few figures that have dropped recently that have various SKUs, various options for collectors, and I'm just curious. I know you guys are all about quality. For me, sometimes I'm like, okay, I want the representation, but I can go with the cheapest route. But that's not the case for all of them. Sometimes you really love a character. So I want to start off here, and Calvin, we're going to start with you if you're available. On the Paul Atreides, the Dune figure, did you have to get the mouse? If you got this at all, did you have to go and get the version with the mouse? I'm curious.
I didn't order this, but had I ordered it, I probably would have gotten the mouse.
Okay. Knowing you gotta get the best of the best.
I would have went that route, yeah, had I went that way. And I looked at it, but I decided not to, especially with only being a one single figure, and space is really an issue at this point. So I decided to hold off.
And Shane, remind me what the name of the mouse is. A very specific name.
Muad'Dib.
Modib. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So,
I was just gonna give it a human name just for the cheap laugh, but I was gonna call it like Stephen or Jeffrey or something. But Muad'Dib. Yeah.
So Shane, tell us your journey on figuring out if you were going to get a Paul, if you were going for this really selective version here.
Do you know what it is? The way that Inart tend to be releasing figures, besides slowly, they do pick those kind of like, they're going for the iconic kind of characters. They're not. I can't see them ever filling out a line, to be honest. Maybe 10 years time or something if they're still around. But like, so the way they release things is actually suits me down to the ground, because I don't need like you know a Chani or a Gurney Halleck or whoever. If they do them,
Duncan, Idaho.
super. Or even like those Harkonnens from the opening scene of the second one, kind of SWAT team almost.
Yeah, that would actually
That'd be pretty damn cool, man.
Sick.
I'd say it's only a matter of time before a third party does them anyway. But my point is that like I think at the moment the way that they're releasing figures is kind of how I'm collecting. Like they're kind of going for those one kind of representation of for the entire movie. So yeah, I think for this one I did want the mouse. Now if it was €50 cheaper, that could have been a game changer. It could have been like, I can do without it. But in this case, seeing as I can't see them filling out the line anytime soon, yeah, I went for the mouse, yeah.
You did go for the mouse. Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess, to get the product over to your neck of the woods, the price difference might not have been as crazy as here in the States to go with Inart versus, to go with someone else who doesn't have the mouse.
Yeah. I think, actually, no, I know. If I had contacted Lion Rock for this, I would have got a better price. But I did this because, now with this, I will not get free worldwide shipping, and I'll probably have to pay customs. So I wanted to see what the experience is like ordering directly from Queen Studios Inart. Yeah. When it releases, that's what I really want to see. I want to see when it releases, is it they're out and everyone gets them, or is there still going to be this first batch, second batch, and then there's still collectors maybe like 9 months later who haven't got them? Because I don't think that's okay if you're doing a international license. You can order from us now, cut out the middleman type of thing. It has to be, it's out, they're shipping. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, like, I mean, I could have gone, I more than likely would have got it cheap from Lion Rock, but no, I want to see how this works out.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting case study to see, if all the folks that ordered directly from them are going to have the first wave, and then other folks are going to get it, further down the line. So really fascinated to see how that all plays out. For me personally, okay, so the mouse, cool accessory. I love the idea of having like the exclusive version that was directly from them. But after talking with Marcos at Collector Zone, the price that he was able to, put out there was just so much better than, what buying directly from Inart with the mouse would have been. And this was for the rooted version. that I just figured I don't necessarily need this, honestly. Best price for me won out over this exclusive accessory that, okay, how many folks are actually going to display it with this accessory? Yes, for the resale value, it probably will increase pretty significantly if you have the exclusive version, but it just wasn't really an important piece for me, honestly. So I'm really curious in the chat, folks that got this, did you get the version with the mouse? Did you go with best price available? What was your calculus? And I put a poll in the chat as well. So let's see. So far, we've got 57% mouse, 14% no mouse, 80% people getting triggered by me saying mouse and not Muad'Dib, and then 29% pass on both. So, actually 60% mouse now. So, yeah, it's a really, really interesting calculus. I'm excited for this figure. I know we're going to be waiting for a long, long time for it. So I'm trying to put my excitement to the side here. But yeah, I think that it's going to be an incredible one when it arrives, but it's going to be a long wait.
I heard a really funny, I think it was on Collectors Unite last week. Bob Dylan made a comment about the Inart 4-pack Joaquin Phoenix Joker and said something along the lines there that he's gonna pass that pre-order on to his grandchildren or something like that. Like, as in it's going to take so long to come. But I thought that was quite funny.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the path that they're on right now, yeah, it's seeming to be the case. But that's incredible.
Yeah.
So let me end the chat right here. End the poll right here. So our final results. Let me see. I'm totally a rookie at this. Where'd this go? Oh, well, the final results are gone. So I read what I read, and that's it.
No, it's there. I can see them.
Okay.
Can you not see them? Do you want me to call them out?
Okay, here we go. We got it now. Crisis averted. 56% mouse, 31% pass on both, 12% no mouse. So interesting that only 12%. I kind of thought more folks would be wagged by the best price available, but I guess at the end of the day, the exclusives are really important to the community. So
the mouse is a new churro, Marco.
It is, man. You put out these, you put out these little accessories, and people go crazy for them. And on that churro Spider-Man, it was a nice figure, but it wasn't worth all the hype for sure. Let's see. Marcos is saying, once you learn how exclusives work in retailers, direct or indirect, you figure out that the mouse is $50 or more. Just good to have all the knowledge. Yeah, I think that's a really great message. Like, do your homework, do your price comparisons, and at the end of the day, you can be like, okay, is it worth it X amount for me to spend that much more for this? Knowledge is definitely power. So do your homework. Figurecraft is saying, I purchased directly with a few manufacturers like Blitzway and had good experiences doing so. I think one that I bought directly from was Iconic Studios. And I've had that Muhammad Ali now for quite a while, and he's starting to roll out to other folks. So definitely benefits. They had coupons as well if you went directly with them. So definitely benefits to going directly with the manufacturer. But at the end of the day, get all the data and make your own decision. Equan is saying, too bad Spider-Man isn't named after the churro like the mouse is. Oh, yeah, okay. So a little bit more of a direct connection there. So, I'm going to break up the what type of collector talk you are to talk about some news now. So this is TV news and a show that I'm incredibly excited for that's had some false starts, but this is Daredevil Born Again. So some images have dropped of Daredevil and Punisher in the new show. And Shane, I'm going to start with you. Were you a fan of either of these series when they were on Netflix? Are you excited for this one? Do you have any representation of these characters in the collection?
That's kind of no to all of them. I watched the Netflix Daredevil series years ago, and I enjoyed it. I would go back and watch it again. But no, I don't have currently have or need a Daredevil or want a Daredevil. I do like the actor. Is it John? I know it's not John Stamos.
Are you talking about for Punisher or for Daredevil?
Yeah, was it you who called him John Stamos or something?
Oh, it was Ben Thomas, and he called him Jeremy Benthal, but his name is John Bernthal.
Bernthal, yeah. He was he played Shane in The Walking Dead, and it was like kind of
Yes.
really, it was like such a good relationship as well, because he's kind of like, he was nearly not the he's kind of the opposite of Rick. His take on things was like, no, you got to be ruthless, and Rick more had that empathy, which was so important going forward in the show. Like obviously having that bit of empathy of knowing when to kill and knowing when not. Like, and I thought he did
That
a great
moral
job. So I
compass.
do like the actor, but I don't think I ever sat down and watched the Punisher show. He did feature in Daredevil, didn't he? From what I remember.
He did, yeah. That's how they introduced
Yeah,
him, and then he got his
yeah,
own show, and I think two
yeah,
seasons as well.
yeah. I might actually go and rewatch Daredevil and then rewatch that. But currently, no, don't have any of these figures and don't have any desire currently. So I'll
Okay.
probably watch it now and change everything.
There you go, yeah.
When's the next thing coming out? The
I think it's
Is this
coming
Born
out
Again?
next
Born
year.
Again?
Yeah, so I think it was
Yeah.
scheduled to come out this year. They had shot a bunch. They
Mm,
like scrapped I think all of it at this point, and
that's
then just
worrying.
like hey, yeah, it is. But I also respect that they were able to like, okay, let's take a step back. We've got good pieces in terms of the characters and the source material. Let's go in a different direction. So
But
it is
here's the
worrying.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that the first vision was really good, and kind of picked good things out of the comic book that it's loosely based on or whatever, and then the bigwigs in Disney saw it and went, "Oh no, 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 too dark," and changed it. Or is it the opposite? Is it like the producers had it in their hands and it was all brutal, and then whoever had a final say was looking at it, kind of going, "No, no, no, that's not good at all. That's too, I don't know, cookie cutter or whatever."
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But like, when
Yeah,
did
they
producers ever say that? Like, so
yeah, it could have been watered down, honestly. Like you're seeing this shot of Punisher here and covered in blood. And I think that's what we
could
want,
be
right? Like we
ketchup.
want the
Could be
brutal.
ketchup.
Yeah, that's right. But we want that brutal, more mature uh, iteration of these characters because they can't be
Mm,
watered down, especially coming from the Netflix. Even if these are
mm,
like alternate reality versions of these,
mm.
you've got a tone that's already been set that you should try to tear off of.
'Cause Daredevil was pretty it was pretty violent from what I remember.
I mean, the Kingpin smashes a guy's head in the door in the
He
first
probably
season,
deserved
so
it though.
he
He
definitely
probably
deserved it.
deserved it. Yeah.
Yeah, he got his Burger King order wrong. So
Mm.
Calvin, did you watch either of these series? Are you excited for Daredevil Born Again? Do you? I think you've got both of these guys in the collection already.
I do, but excited to see what they do with the show. If they keep it, status quo of what we had before, I'm excited for it. I hope it's not watered down. But I believe I've seen several interviews. Hold on.
Oh, he's getting more questions here.
No, sorry, a
But
guy's driving by me. But what was I saying? I think I've seen several interviews where he said if he was coming back, he wanted to do it be the same standard of a character. He didn't want to water it down as well. So I look forward to seeing him back on screen.
heck yeah, they had such great chemistry, honestly, and I love these characters. Grew up watching the animated Spider-Man, and then that kind of got me into like, oh, Daredevil and Punisher as they show up, and like two of my all-time favorite characters, I would say. And I don't have a Jeremy Benthal or John Bernthal in the collection. Minus, I've got the let's see, the Punisher War Machine, and then I got a third-party head sculpt of John Bernthal and put it on that, and that's the only representation I have. So I'm incredibly excited for this one to drop again. Be it in I don't know, a year or two. But yeah, I think that's really cool that they're bringing the characters back. I'm sure Hot Toys is gonna go deep down this line, and yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to add if you don't have them already. So, any other thoughts on Daredevil or Punisher before we move on? All right, exhilarating topic there. So let's go to another one on what type of bargain bin bro are you? And this is one that I think it's been a bit controversial, I will say, because folks didn't like how the drop was done, but I thought it was perfectly done, honestly. So this is the Jack Sparrow, the artisan version. I think I said this on Collecting Weekly, but when it comes to exclusives, those folks that were calling for exclusives, you got to know that everything is fair now when it comes to exclusives. There's going to be weird queuing systems, there's going to be weird apps, there's going to be shock drops. that just kind of comes with the territory. There's no, set rules that folks are going to establish, and that frustrates me for sure. There's been other things that I've wanted that were exclusive that I missed out on, but I think that's just like the nature of the game. So, in terms of what type of collector you are, and Calvin, I'm going to start with you, or what type of bargain bin bro are you? Did you go with the artisan jack? Did you go with just the standard deluxe? Did you go with the collector's edition, or did you pass completely on this one? And I'm going to put a poll in the chat as well.
I ended up getting the artisan because I got through the queue and was able to get it. I'm a hypocrite because the night prior with the Wolfpack, I had said I was fine with the deluxe, but because I got through the queue so smoothly and it was available, I was like, sure, I'll get it. But I'm a huge, because of Disneyland being so local and the ride, I'm a huge Pirates fan, so I jumped on it.
Just drop that poll right there in the chat as well. Okay, so you jumped on the artisan, and the price was like $555 shipped to us. Is that higher than you expected, or kind of around what you were anticipating?
I expected some of that effect. I was hoping more for like 450, but it wasn't that big of a shock.
Okay, got it. So you knew what you were getting yourself into. The exclusivity comes with the price tag. Absolutely. Right. Okay, so Calvin's got the artisan locked in. Shane, how about yourself?
No, not something I'm particularly into. I've only watched these movies once. I have seen all five. I thought they were fun. I definitely think he's the best part of them, but not something that I would revisit over and over again. So, no, just I sat in the sidelines and was happy to, the same way I have with all the other artisans. I'm just dodging these bullets left, right, and center, Marco. It's only a matter of time before they drop an artisan Ripley or Terminator or something. Then I'll have to be involved as well. But no, happy for the people that have these, and I think this figure looks stunning.
It really does look great. Okay, so you're marked safe from this one.
Yeah.
So West Michigan Collector is saying, great way to drop a figure only because I got one. Yeah, there you go. You were Johnny on the spot. Congratulations on getting that. Evil Sneaker saying, Shane is waiting for that 2.0 Darth Maul. Oh, yeah, we will get there.
I need those artisan horns, man. What can I say?
That's right. Imagine. Let's see. So Marcos is saying, here we go again. This exclusive. The rooted is $200 more for two small pieces. Think about that. Collectors dictate the market. Yeah, I think folks have kind of said loud and clear at this point that they do want exclusivity. They do want certain things that others maybe will miss out on. I think that that's important to a lot of collectors. Again, myself, I don't really value that exclusivity that much. And so, Jack Sparrow is a character that is obviously iconic. I like Johnny Depp. The pirate movies aren't like, at the top tier of my movies, but I enjoyed all the ones that I've seen. And I like his portrayal. Like Calvin said, Disneyland, every time I go on Pirates, now that they've incorporated him into the ride, like I get a rush every time we see Johnny Depp because it's a great animatronic. So definitely representation that I didn't have that I wanted. But, so I jumped in line for the artisan, got all the way to the checkout screen, saw the $555 price. Wasn't something that I could stomach for sure. And so ended up just going with the collector's edition, again, through Collector Zone, really good price, significant delta between that artisan rooted dreadlocks with the, fabric bandana versus just the standard that comes with the wheel. Someone correct me on exactly what the wheel is called, but
helm.
The helm, there you go. Thanks, Shane. So that's all that I wanted, though. I wanted the helm. I wanted a Johnny Depp figure, but I didn't need the extreme exclusive one. But I do understand folks that do want that, because if you really love the character, you're going to probably want the best version of it. And we'll get to some where I felt like I had to splurge. So that's kind of was my calculus. Again, I didn't need the premium version, but I think a lot of folks love that there is a premium option. Let's see. So Feezy is saying, the only thing keeping me from the deluxe is we can remove the wheel from the dynamic base with the option to display with or without. I know you can with the collector version. Oh, okay. So, it's just a completely different base, but yeah, cool that we've got some different options here. Shane, any feedback that you've gotten on this artisan version from the community? Any folks especially hyped for this?
Yeah, I just think like people think it looks stunning, but I suppose it's kind of like Collector's Own is saying that there is a $200 difference between this and the deluxe version. And I also think that a lot of people are happy with the deluxe version because there's still like a lock of hair on that. I don't know whether it be lamb's hair or whatever,
According to
wool hair or whatever.
Sideshow's site,
Yeah.
all the SKUs do have a bit of rooted. Now, I don't know that that's going to hold true because it does look a bit different, but what we're seeing right now, it looks like all three have wool rooted hair.
Hmm.
Just the artisan version has the rooted dreadlocks and the fabric bandana.
Yeah, I think, yeah, look, I don't know. It's kind of the type of thing where there isn't that much difference between the two of them, but I understand that if this is something you really love, I can understand why someone would go and block that.
Absolutely. So let me stop the poll here, and we've got 42% for artisan, we've got 33% for deluxe, 25% pass, and 0% for the collector. So I guess I'm the outlier here on the wanting the lowest tier. Equan will always tell me, always go deluxe, always go collector's edition. The value stays with those versions, but again, for me, it's just not as important. It just really isn't. So let's see. So Evil Sneaker, apologies if I already read this, but Inart charges $100 more for the rooted version. Hot Toys is taking it to another level. Yeah, Hot Toys is really...
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
They definitely are seeing those high prices, though, and pricing their figures accordingly. Bad Fish in the house. Hey, yo. Hey, Bad Fish. Thanks for joining. Marcus is saying, can't blame them. Evil people dictate the market. Yeah, I think, again, collectors are telling us they want the
Hey,
exclusivity.
dude. Punctuation's important. It's can't. He said, yeah, there's a difference in what you're saying there.
Oh, boy. So let's move on now to another one, and this is on our thumbnail. So I think that folks have been waiting for this talk, but this is the Inart the Batman. Let's just remind everyone what our thoughts were on the film. Shane, I'm gonna start with you on this one. What were your thoughts on the Batman? And then let me know how that dictated your choice on what you were getting in terms of representation in the collection.
Do you mean the movie or?
Yes, the movie. Excuse me.
I think we're pretty much in agreement. The movie, it's like if Dark Knight is a 5-star, then this is 4, maybe 4.5. I think I might give it the 4.5, but I'm not going to give it the 5. But I think it's a really, really good movie, really good, and looking forward to seeing what they do with the second one, and then hopefully they'll get a third one, and hopefully the standard is good and they finish off the trilogy well. I don't know if it's greenlit for a third one yet. Definitely the second one has been delayed. But yeah, I thought it was a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed it. That was excellent. Just not I wouldn't give it the 5-star tier just yet. In terms of this figure, I've got the Hot Toys Deluxe one with the modular base and the signal ordered. And this one I've got the single Batman rooted hair sculpt or whatever. But these photos are underwhelming. But I'm not at panic stations yet. I think we'll just... Inart do this. They do these soft releases. They just put out these photos and you don't know if it's out or not. They said in this post, this is the final product, but they didn't say it's out now. And, there's no reviews there. We haven't everything that it's shipping or anything. It's very strange. So I think as you say, control of messaging. The message here is models. The narrative is strange. I don't think it looks awful, but it doesn't look as good as the prototypes. So where I'm at is these are underwhelming photos. There's not one photo here with Batman and the cowl, which I think is very strange. I think that hair needs a bit of TLC. And the expression, while he was very, very intense and depressing looking for most of the movie, because, his parents have been murdered. He's devoting his life to... dressing up as a bat at night and beating criminals to death with his bare hands, or to near death or whatever, to pulp. The expression is very... It's almost like it's not the right type of sad. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, okay. Man. It's the best way I can describe it. But look, we've seen this before with prototypes of Gandalf, then you see the actual real prototype images, and it looks phenomenal. We've seen that photo of the Joker with the really squared off shoulders because of the way it was posed, and the messed up the messed up tie. And then we see the real deal, and it's beautiful. And the same thing with Pennywise. The first few images just looked like it hadn't been futzed with, and then you see the better photos, and everyone calms down a bit. So, like, yeah, sure, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Shane, remind us again. So you've got the Hot Toys Deluxe, and then you've got a rooted Inart. Was that the breakdown?
Yeah. I haven't
Okay.
received either of them, obviously. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Oh, so you're still waiting on the Hot Toys Deluxe.
Yeah, that was the last final order I'm waiting from dickheads. So
boy.
I do message him regularly, but it's not really like, it's just like, this is the order number, it's paid off, ship it. So they're saying April now, so yeah.
Well, you should just say like, "Hey, I'll do a review for you," and then when you get it in
No.
hand, be like,
I
"Okay,
hear
I'm
they're
done
looking
with
for
you now.
people.
Thanks."
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I hear they're looking for people.
I think they're searching.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like
So
I said,
the
I could
cost
be
will
bought.
be one soul.
That's right. I could be bought. I've had my hand up for a while, but apparently not interested. Totally joking. So Calvin, you're a big Batman guy. Which versions or version of the Batman are you getting? How did you kind of make that decision?
I was late to the train on this one. I had not planned on jumping on this line at all, and then made the mistake of having Mario and the guys come over to watch the movie yet again, and then watched it a few times after that again and again, and then just kept rising as with my interest in the film. Like Shane said, 4.5 is still below Dark Knight, but it is a great film. And so I saw that Batmobile scene one too damn many times, and then put myself on the wait list, got converted, jumped on Jazz Inc., and I was like, I can't have a car with no Batman, so now I need to jump in. So I went Hot Toys route, though. I really looked at this several times and then decided just to go with Hot Toys. So I'm waiting on that to come in.
Okay, so the Inart didn't tempt you enough to go down that avenue.
No, I held off.
Okay. Okay, interesting. All right, yeah. So this is one that Hot Toys, scratched the itch for you that you didn't need the premium rooted version, which I think for a character like Batman, that's probably more than enough. I'm gonna say something, and I hope Gigi's not in the chat at all. I haven't seen her in there. For this one, I've gone a little bit crazy, and so Shane's gonna judge me,
Oh
but
shit, he went all in.
like a little bit too far in, but like like your brother would say, Calvin, never go all the way in. Uh,
He's been telling me all my life.
yeah, that's right. So this is a little bit wild for a film that I didn't necessarily like absolutely love, but I really like a lot of aspects. I love the design, the sound design, the cinematography. I did actually like Pattinson as Batman, but I got the Hot Toys Deluxe, so that just arrived. I haven't even opened it yet, but with the bat signal, so went all in on that one. Then I had a sculpted. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a sculpted Batman from Inart. Just I think sculpted would be enough. I don't really like rooted hair. After getting my Joker and after seeing more in terms of the rooted hair offerings, Kit put up another pre-order for rooted, right? So he reopened the pre-orders for rooted,
Right.
and I went and got a rooted as well. So here's my dream setup though. I'll have a Batman on the bike. Oh, so I got the bike as well. I've gone a little bit crazy on this, but I love Batman. So I'm gonna have a Batman on the bike, and then I want my two Inarts kind of standing side by side. So one with the rooted hair, without the cape, just kind of holding a cowl, and then one with the cowl on, with the cape on, and having those two guys kind of side by side in one of the squares of either my Detoffs or my Billy bookshelves. So that's where I'm thinking right now. Shane, go ahead and shame me on my decisions, though.
Wow.
Do you wanna go first, Calvin, or
Yeah, he gave it to you. Go ahead. I want to see what this. I want to hear this.
like your title is the bargain bin bros, not the bougie bin bros. Like
I appreciate the hypocrisy here.
we
Trust
we
me,
must
I
have
do.
very very different take homes, man. Like yeah, I'm not a six figures type of guy. Like, but that like as in like so you're 6 figures per month, but like this is. I just what happened? Okay, you know what? Call me when you get bored and you start selling stuff. Okay, right?
Exactly.
You know, so
Oh man.
that's it. That is insane. So just recap again. So you
Okay, cool.
have the Hot Toys Deluxe, correct?
That's right. Just got it
With all the stuff, the modular
with the
base
bat signal
and the signal, and you've got the bike, yeah.
and the bike as well from Hot Toys. Yeah.
Okay, and then you're getting a sculpted and a rooted Inart.
That's correct. That
At
is
that
correct.
point in time, I'd be wondering, why didn't you just go all in and get the Bruce Wayne too?
Yeah. I just didn't like Bruce Wayne's portrayal in the film.
So you've got
And
I just that is.
yeah.
Do you know what? The only logic is now you have like a Batman for all your Jokers. You mad bastard.
That's right, exactly. They've got dance partners now. Wrong universe, but you know
Crazy,
I don't
like.
care about that. Yeah, so this was my therapy session. I get that I've gone a little bit out of control, but I do have a vision. I do have a vision for how I want to display them. So there's that. But yeah, it might be a little bit much. This rooted version, okay. Are these pictures scaring me? Not a ton, honestly. Like I think it's at the end of the day going to look pretty damn good. This was a previous solicitation photo, and I think it's kind of always looked like this, where the jaw is very square, the hair's nice, but it could be better. So I don't know that it's deviated so much from what we've seen before, but yeah, I'm all in on this line. So if it comes out shitty, I'm gonna be in a world of hurt for sure.
You'll have all these like wonky looking Batman.
Yeah, who's that supposed to be?
Yeah. Ah man, but it would be so interesting though if they do drop like their official blogger photos and they look incredible and it's like, okay, that the jig is up. This is what they do. You know what I mean? Then that's going to instill confidence for going forward for Aragorn, for the 4-pack Joaquin Phoenix, for Harry Potter, for Paul, and they'll be
Paul,
four
yeah.
for four because at the moment they're three. But this D'Lo made a point there the other day on Wolfpack Wednesdays. He said that look, from what he's seen so far, this is their first miss. And I made the point going, that comment might age badly because we've seen them do silly things like this before. They show you these photos. Everyone gets a bit annoyed and they show you actual blogger photos and they look amazing. But
right.
his point for as it stands, if it turns out like this, then it's a miss. And I can see where he's come from as well. I want to reserve judgment until we see, as you say, more data.
More
data.
Data. I still don't. I get confused on which one now. So, for all these SKUs or SKUs. Yeah, I think that's the right approach though, Shane. Right, just probably going to be a hell of a figure once we see more from it. But the pictures they've decided to show are just baffling. Like Evil Sneakers saying here, still can't believe they didn't show the cowl here for the Batman. Yeah, it's a Batman figure, and they didn't even show us. Obviously, they showed us pictures of the loose cowl, but
do you know what that's like? Do you know the way in a lot of the MCU shows that there's or even like say Mandalorian, whatever, like the lead characters who are supposed to be wearing a mask are a lot of the time fighting without a mask, like Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or even sometimes Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's like Pattinson must have had a serious lawyer. His lawyer was so effective that not even Inart can cover up his face with the cowl. That's power that money can't buy.
That's right. And I get they want to show off what they do well, but you're not really showcasing it here. So it's just odd decisions from them. But it's like they have like 85% of the stuff right. They show some really high quality pictures. They're showing us teases of what they're doing. They're communicating with us. But then the 15% is just odd decisions. So wait, is that 85? Okay, I didn't do that right. But anyways, you know what I'm saying.
I didn't catch that last part.
Right.
What was the math there?
I don't know. The math isn't mathing in my head, but
Okay.
let's move on now. So, all right. So the Batman. Any more thoughts on the Batman, Calvin?
No, I just know that you preach collector editions elsewhere, so you can save to buy a second figure on the other side. So I got it. I'm just trying to get the logic, but I got it.
There we go. You're piecing it together. And I'm not saying that my decision is justified. I think just being in this hobby in general is already pretty crazy. And so I just wanted to point out my hypocrisy where it's like, oh no, I'm going to save a little money here and not get the artisan version but then I go and get 3 Batman or multiple Jokers.
What's
So
what's funny is I thought you were gonna say you did the all in version of the Inart, but you went all in, all in. You went in twice.
yeah, yeah,
That's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, we have your best interests at heart. Like, you want to stay in the hobby and be sustainable. This is crazy, man. That's
yeah, yeah.
Man,
That's
now
a great
I
way to
understand.
cap
Now
it.
I see why
we
Gigi
have
be
his
mad.
best interests at heart. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
wait until she sees the same figure come 3 times. I might be toast at this point. So
Oh
And
shit!
like, at least like and then like she's got a serious argument because like it's not as if like, okay, that's a Mark 7, that's a Mark 5, that's a Mark Battle
Right,
Damage 85.
right.
They're literally, yeah, that's Pattinson again.
yeah, and the worst part is she doesn't even buy that first argument. So this one,
Yeah,
we'll see.
you're in
But yeah,
you're in trouble,
yeah,
man. You're in trouble.
light a candle for me. Light a candle for me. All right, so let's really quickly talk about this Umbra Trooper. And I actually, what? First, let me end this poll, and then let's go to the results here. So the results of the poll: 50% Inart rooted, 27% Hot Toys Collector Edition, 11% Hot Toys Deluxe, and then 11% Inart Sculpted. So the Hot Toys Deluxe and Inart Sculpted seem to be the least popular ones, which is interesting. I would have thought the Hot Toys Deluxe would have been really popular, but I guess not. So let's go here really quick again to the Umbra Trooper, and I just want to talk about again what type of bargain bin bro are you? For me, this is just a repaint. This is coming from the guy that has multiple Batman and Jokers. To me, this is just a repaint that's not worth going so crazy over. That the exclusivity is the only thing causing people to get crazy over it. At least it was priced decently, but I don't think that this warrants all the hype. Calvin, I'm gonna start with you. Did you try to get this Umbra Trooper at all? What do you think about this being an exclusive drop? And is the exclusivity something that's really appealing to you?
I have no dog in this race. Don't know what game this was from. It looked like a repaint to me, and I had no interest even trying for it, so I didn't even give it a second look. I mean, depending on the character, exclusivity is important on some aspects, and obviously, if you can get your hands on it, I'm not willing to go second market and get a second mortgage for it or anything like that. But I think it's all about what your interest is in the hobby and what you're wanting to obtain. At the end of the day, it's only for you, unless somebody like obviously I've got you guys who can come over tell the difference of what it is. But my wife comes in, she's like, that's just another Iron Man as far as she's concerned. So
Literally, yeah.
yeah, Mark 7, Mark 85, it's all the same to her. It's just red machine. So, but no, I didn't try for this at all. So I just
Okay.
sat back and I pulled a Shane on this one. I was happy to.
Got it. Yeah, pull the Shane. Had some focus, unlike some people in this stream. But all right, so Shane, the exclusivity. This didn't get you at all. You're kind of a trooper guy, not a ton, but a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a trooper guy, but it's kind of like this is from a game that I've never played because I'm not a gamer. Because the last thing I need is another addiction, and I know I would. If I bought a PS5, I know I would enjoy that Spider-Man game or The Last of Us or
Oh, you
whatever.
would.
So yeah, it's just no, I'm not a gamer, so I've never seen this or heard about it until the drop was there. I'd actually never even heard anybody speak about this. I've heard people speak about ARC troopers, but I never heard Umbra operative ARC trooper before. Um, yeah, looks all right. Looks just it really does. I got my excitement level was zero when I saw it. Like, but I do think it was for this is like for either Hot Toys completionists if they're out there, Star Wars Hot Toys completionists, or the ones who played the game, love the game, and love this. I think or maybe the last factor then is the people who love exclusivity. But I know no amount of exclusivity would make me want to get this. I do think it was the right type of figure though to do the exclusive on because it's pretty like a niche within a niche within a niche. So they may as well limit it to 1,500. But it sucks for the people who want to army build it. But I'd never heard people talking about this. Like if this was something like remember before Toby was announced and all the talk were, are they going to do Toby? Or then like before Han Solo was announced, or C-3PO. If they announce them after there's clearly a high demand and they slap a 1,500 on it, there would be chaos.
Oh God,
And it wouldn't make sense
riots.
because they could print money with those characters. But this one here, it's not as popular as a C-3PO, I would imagine. Not as popular as a Han Solo. I think it's a good way of doing that exclusivity for. But if you're sitting there wanting 6 of these, you're probably completely disagreeing with me. I get that, but yeah, not for me. This was just I had no excitement for this because I haven't played the game.
Yeah, I'm completely with you there, Shane. It's just the exclusivity for its sake does nothing for me, but I
Yeah.
do appreciate that they're doing stuff like this, where it's
We
like
need figures like this, and what I mean by
Yeah.
need it, we need to not want figures. Because
There you go,
if
exactly.
everything that they came out was a C-3PO or a Return of the Jedi Vader or a Han Solo or a Inart Paul Atreides,
Or a
you
Batman,
would be broke. This hobby is expensive enough. You need figures. You need to pass on certain
Yeah.
things, like, you know.
yeah,
Preach. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Yeah, you're
Survival,
100%.
man.
yeah,
These figures come out, I'd be like, thank you.
that's right.
But it's
And
just,
Brett,
you're just like sweating nearly. It's like that meme, the guy sweating. It's like, all right, if you live another day, and then something
That's
comes
right.
next week, or then Jazz Inc. puts something up, you're like, all right, that Jazz Inc.'s about 7 of these. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, Bretta was talking on Collectors United about, or Collectors United, excuse me, about folks. They'll do that meme where it's like Hot Toys do something, and it's like, no, don't do anything. Just you could release
Right.
stuff, but no more announcements. We're good. We're good over
Gluttons
here.
for punishment.
That's right. Yeah, so it's part of the addiction for sure. Okay, so let's end the chat here. Excuse me, the poll here. So 70% tried to get the Umbra Trooper. Excuse me, it went down to 69. Nice. And then 30% passed on it. So yeah, so a higher amount than I kind of would have thought. But these are worth at the very least trying for, I guess. It could be trade bait, but I know folks will have their own opinions about that as well. Yeah, so perfect ones to do exclusivity on, but not for me, definitely. Let's see. Let's check in with the chat really quick. Marcos is saying Umbra. It's from the Clone Wars story arc. It was a great one, also in his opinion. Okay, yeah, just not one that I was familiar with at all. TK Magic Shop. I agree, Marco. I'm assuming on the exclusivity. So yeah, let's see. We got Figurecraft. I got it. Reviewed it. Took pics, and now I'm over it. It was a cash grab, so I passed it on to Mario, who missed out and would appreciate it more. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, yeah, I know Mario was really thrilled to get that. So that's really cool that you can help someone out in the community. Love to see that. Evil Sneaker is saying love the Umbra. Okay, so is it because you had a connection to the property, or you just like this particular release? Either way, that's awesome though that it resonates with you. Love to see that. TK Magic Shop saying, I tried to get the Umbra, but couldn't. Yeah, I think this one was very limited. So I think a lot of people tried and missed out, which is a bummer, but again, comes with the territory. Excuse me, with the territory. And then Aunt Jemima, the Umbra is badass. Oh my. Let's see. Focus will be right back. Okay, so let's go on to a little bit more entertainment news. And so we were talking about Dune. And Calvin, have you seen that Dune Messiah, so the third film, is officially in production now?
Yes, I believe I saw that article.
Okay, so I think it was via Variety. But yeah, officially in development now. Are you excited for a third Dune now that you've kind of seen the second one? Excited to go back to see where the story goes, or what are your feelings on the property overall?
I'm highly excited. Like I said, I never saw the original from the 80s, and I've been meaning to go back to watch that one now so I can see the difference. But I kept trying because the guys kept telling me it was good. I kept trying. I'd get like 30, 45 minutes in, and I would just always lose interest. I was like, this is dragging. And I was starting to feel, and you guys are going to be mad at me, I was starting to get those Lord of the Rings, the second one again,
yeah.
with that 4-hour movie. That took me like a week to get through. So stretch. I'm about to get a question. Hold on a sec.
Oh, you're good. Let's see. So King Dingaling is saying, wow, Dune Messiah. Now you see the aftermath of the jihad. Yeah, so I think that we're definitely going to be exploring this religious war, right? Or this holy war, I think is how Paul describes it. Shane's reading the book right now, so you can correct us if we're wrong. But we're going to see that scene that plays out in the first one where everyone's they've got this big battle. I think we're going to see that play out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Calvin. You're back.
I haven't.
I'm back.
No, I'm not reading this yet. I bought this because I'm reading the first one. And when I finished it, I will read this. I do want to. It'd be interesting. The other ones, obviously, saw the movies first and then read the book. But now this one will be kind of interesting to read the book and then watch the movie and see how they do it. So I have no idea why he's wearing something over his eyes. Yeah, and please don't spoil it in the chat if you know. But I think it's not in production. I think it's a greenlit.
So as of I think yesterday, it's officially in development.
Oh right, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the
So I
article
think
saw
this was via
officially
Variety.
greenlit, and I did see an interview with Denis Villeneuve recently where he kind of doesn't want to make it for another like 4 years or something. So
I imagine that after how well this last one has done, he's getting that pressure. Like, hey, we need you to get in the lab and cook this up for us.
I hope
Yeah,
that's not a Series 8 of Game of Thrones rush job. So
No, we definitely want him to take his time. But yeah, I would love to see it sooner rather than later. But 4 years sounds fine. I could wait 4 years. So Calvin, sorry, you were saying before you got the question that okay, you were getting the Lord of the Rings vibes. You were kind of not feeling it at first.
Well, like I said, I just drag, and I'm always so. Like for instance, my wife, she'll judge something in the first 5 minutes. This seems slow. This is weak. I'm like, can you give it a minute to like build, like get yourself in there, figure it out. But it just felt like it was dragging, and I kept starting back from the beginning and get back to the same time around the same time slot. So finally, knowing that the second movie was coming out, I said, I'm getting through this. So I sat myself down. I think it took me 2 days to get through it because of work. But I sat down. I was like, that wasn't too bad. I was like, okay. So then I got to the see the second one on. I saw it in Dolby. My seat was trembling damn near the whole movie.
With the bass, with
the bass. I was
like,
I was like, yo, this is dope. And so, but no, I was hyped. I was like, okay. But I also, and I believe I've heard Shane say this as well. As you're watching the second one, all those exposition plot points that they're giving you from the first, they now make sense.
Yeah.
You're like, I see why you dragged me through this to get yourself an understanding. So now when you see it here, you're like, okay, oh, got it. And everything just started clicking as you're going through it, on top of all the action and everything else going on. You find yourself immersed in it. So no, I was excited. So like I said, and hearing now that you say you like the first more so than the second, I have a whole new appreciation for it. So I will go back and watch the first one all the way through, and I'll just make sure I put myself a time slot where I can get through it, and I know I'll probably appreciate it that much more. So I look forward to that.
Yeah. Make some time to just be like fully locked into it. And Shane, I want to ask how the reading of the book is going though. Is it like furthering your love of the property, or how is it as a read?
definitely. It's a slow read. It's definitely not a quick read. It's not like a page turner, or those. I always kind of make jokes like one of the books that you typically buy in airports. They're kind of the page turner, but they're not great. Like the Da Vinci Code and all those Dan Brown ones. They're well written. They're good reads. They're quick. They're like the pop music of books. But you read them and that's it, and then you don't read them again. This is like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of thinking. It's like Game of Thrones in Space Desert or whatever, but it's definitely helped me appreciate the movies more and fill in the blanks more.
Okay. I think that's going to be the next book that I try to read. Emphasis on the try. I'm still trying to get through Blood Meridian, which is Cormac McCarthy. And speaking of not page turners, the language that he uses is so intense. So I would love to read this because I'm getting more and more into Dune by the day. Ben Thomas, how you doing?
Good, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
A little bit
Nice.
loud.
I linked you. You're a
Oh,
bit
really?
loud, yeah.
Am I a little loud?
My
Good to
man, what's
see
up,
you.
man?
Good to see you guys. Let me see if this works better.
I linked you as
that
well.
better, buddy?
I think Marco got me.
Yeah, sounds
Marco
better.
got me
Sounds
quicker.
better.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, I just jumped in. I hadn't had a chance to tweak all my settings yet. I'm still in my work outfit, but I saw you guys were streaming, and I've missed so many Bargain Bin Bros lately. I'm like, okay, I can actually get in to say what's up to the boys at the very least.
I'm loving the
So-
enthusiasm, but you were still so goddamn loud.
Are we a little bit loud?
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so-
I don't even know why. Give me
you're
1 second. I'll restart.
excited,
I'll come right back.
you're
I'll come back.
Chad Lee saying
Don't
audio is
leave.
good. I don't know if that was a troll or not, but Let's see.
don't know.
Feezy's saying, yeah, watching it in D-Box seats was awesome. Definitely recommend. I think that's where the seats move. I know Feezy and I are trying to go check out a movie over there soon, but yeah. I don't know about the moving seats, but I'm sure it'd be intense.
It's the
So
different
Ben,
options that you get to see movies on now is getting insane. You've got your regular cinema, you've got your 3D, then you got your 4D, and then you've got like the IMAX and Dolby, and there's loads of different
so many formats.
experiences.
I personally love IMAX. I'm near like an actual OG 70 millimeter. That's the only screen that they've got in this theater is just the one screen. So it's massive. But Dolby, like to Calvin's point, Dolby is incredible. The picture quality, the sound quality, just next level. So I'm hoping we get one near us someday soon.
Hell yeah.
So Ben, remind us how you feel about Dune. Are you getting that Paul Atreides? Are you excited for the third one to be in development?
Yeah, oh man. So I went and actually rewatched Dune 2 last night again. So it was my second viewing now. So it's nice and fresh. I actually enjoyed it more on the second viewing. I enjoyed it quite a bit on the first, but for me going into the first viewing, I will say it was a little on the overhyped side. Like everybody was calling it a masterpiece and everything and comparing it to like The Dark Knight and all that stuff. So I went in with very high expectations. And while I really enjoyed it on the first viewing, I wouldn't have called it a masterpiece when I walked out. Second viewing, I was a lot more like, actually, it's pretty freaking good. And I did catch more of the details. So, yes, definitely getting that Paul Atreides, 100%. Got it locked in for the pre-order through Kit because you know what, I didn't like at first I didn't care about the Desert Mouse as much. Now I kind of wish I'd got it from them, but we'll see. I'm curious to see how the experience will be with people going direct from Inart or not. Like it'll be hard to say. I'm in Canada, so I've had good experiences with Kit, so thought I'd stick with him. But definitely getting the figure. I feel like this film needs to happen. The third film, like they left us on enough of a cliffhanger that I think it has to. It has to happen. I mean, they even teased, what was it, Anya Taylor-Joy as his sister being older, right? And I'm like, I want to see her. You know, like let's get her in the fold. Let's have a storyline. Like, I think there's still a lot of meat left on the bone. I'll be curious to see who leads the Arcanons now. Like, there's a lot happening. Paul. While I got the figure and I'm excited about the figure, hopefully this is well beyond spoiler timelines now, but I do not feel like he was necessarily the hero of that film by any stretch. Like there was lots of aspects of his character that I'm like, ooh, you have gone to the dark side, good sir, and you can tell. And I don't know if that's both like drinking the life fluid or whatever the hell it's called, or the worm's jizz or whatever it was, but either way,
Water of life.
the blue worm jizz, water of life. That's what it was. He's definitely gone to the dark side. So I'm like, he's not a heroic character, but I also see that his sacrifices and some of the choices that he's made, were a necessity, which don't always make somebody heroic either, right? So, yeah, I'm all in for a third film, and definitely got that figure on the way.
Heck yeah! All right. And really
I was just gonna add to that. Let's not forget he's got a woman scorned as well. He's got that to deal with too. So.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
oh my
man.
God, yeah.
Shawnee is not happy. So I'm on record, and I know she's not everyone's favorite, but Florence Pugh, I think she's gorgeous, and so the fact that he got my girl Zendaya and Florence, whew,
Man,
he's 2 for 2.
It's funny you mentioned that.
KG, you a lucky man.
It's funny you mentioned that because I just watched a film with Florence Pugh in it the other night as well. It was on Netflix, I believe. I can't remember what it's called, but she's in there with what the hell, Harry Styles, I think is his name. Have you guys seen this film yet? It's like
Don't Worry Baby or something, Darling.
Don't Worry Darling.
Oh yeah, Don't Worry Darling. Yeah.
And I wasn't convinced I'd like the movie, and then I actually ended up really enjoying the film. And then I saw her again last night in Dune 2, and I'm like, okay, I kind of want that figure now. I know it's not like it's from Marvel, but like I still kind of want a Florence Pugh in the collection now because she's awesome. She's a new big crush for me for sure.
That's a slept-on figure for sure. And by the way, chat, let us know. That's right. Let us know how all of our audio is right now. Is Ben still loud? Is it coming okay on your end? Coming okay. That was a weird way to put it.
I'm in at 14 gain. I normally stream at 26 gain, so hopefully I'm not crazy loud anymore.
Yeah,
so.
maybe. Yeah, let us know. King Dingling saying, I had read the whole series of books. While I don't feel you have to make it a movie from the first three books, you should have adapted the movie from like sci-fi series in the early 2000s. Okay, so different approach. Oh, Ben is gone. He's gonna
He
restart.
said he's going to restart
Okay, so
his entire
Oh,
life
boy.
and collection.
that's right. Chadley is saying my girlfriend looks like Zendaya. Congratulations, that's incredible. That's a big time dub. Chadley is saying everyone's audio is good except Focus. Wow, okay, a big Focus fan here. So let's move on now to another topic here. How's everyone doing on time, by the way?
I'm on the clock, so I'm good.
Okay, you let me know if you got to go, and we can shift on over. I got a few more topics I want to cover here. So in terms of what type of collector you are, this is another one that's, I don't want to say controversial, but when you're in this hobby long enough, you kind of see these cycles where it's like a release and then a reissue or a 2.0 or something along that. And I haven't even been in the hobby long enough, but I'm already around to see these things happen. So this is the Anakin Skywalker from the Ahsoka series. Now, the sculpt looks great, no doubt about it. I just want to know, and Calvin, I'm going to start with you. Do you have the previous Clone Wars version of Anakin? Do you have an Anakin in the collection at all? How many Anakins are too many? Are you going to be like me with the Batman and just get all the Anakins? Or how do you go through that process of figuring out which one is right for the collection?
It's funny you said that because that's exactly how I feel with Anakin, Luke, and Vader as well. So I don't plan to get this one. I do have the other one that was released, so I don't feel I need this one. Hold on, I gotta pull up.
This should be better, by the way. Does that sound better?
It does actually.
Yeah,
On my
better,
end.
yeah.
Okay, you're way better. Sorry, I
Okay.
muted myself.
I just restarted all my shit, so.
Okay, cool. I was just going to say, watching Calvin work, the sacrifices that need to be made to stay in this hobby, you do love to see it.
Agreed.
So Calvin, sorry, you were
But
cooking.
because you were asking how many. So like I've got Padawan Anakin coming from Attack of the Clones. Hold on, fire department. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Fire department
it
at a
live.
cruise ship is not a good sign.
Oh yikes! All right, someone was overserved.
So what do I have? I have Dark Side. I have Young Padawan coming, and I have the Clone Wars version. So yeah, I don't feel I need this one. Looks good. I like the pleasant look in his face. I've been saying that this is happy Anakin. This is when he was getting Padme cheeks. So he was on a happier time right here.
He was on that happy stuff for sure.
Mhm. So but I'm excited to. I'm always excited for them to try something new and come with it for the community because there's always going to be somebody that missed out on something at one point in time. So I'm happy for those. But like Shane said, this is another one where I'm like, yes, I can save a couple dollars on this one.
There you go. Anytime, yeah, there's something that you don't have to get. It's a good feeling. So Shane, I'm going to go to you next. What are your thoughts on this one? Is this one that you're considering? Do you have an Anakin representation in the collection?
No, and I probably never will. Don't collect the prequels. Didn't particularly like the Ahsoka show. I have to say though, every figure they've released, or should I say put up a pre-order on the Ahsoka show so far, have looked incredible. This one I just think looks a bit weird, man, to be honest. I think in terms of like realism, does it look like a real human? 100%. They're getting better and better, and just I know this bloody HD kind of thing looks like it has a pulse. I think maybe the expression is what's thrown me a bit. Like I do think it looks like Hayden Christian. I just think the expression is just a bit weird. I don't know. I think he does actually make this expression the show, but I think it's a funny choice for this one, considering a lot of people are going to pose this, wielding a lightsaber in action pose or something like that.
It's not really an action
blast
pose,
effects.
right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange expression to go with. What I've seen a lot of people ask for is they're saying, okay, some people are saying they don't like the expression. Other people are saying no, he does do this in the show, and people are saying why don't have two expressions, like kind of a more neutral one and then this one, or maybe an action one, this one. But yeah, look, again, it's this Ahsoka show. Wasn't a fan of the source material.
I miss.
Won't be picking it up.
All right, there we go. I love all the action that's going on right now. Okay, so not for you then, Shane, and you're.
Nah.
I think it's a nice release, but interesting choices being made.
Yeah.
All right, so Ben Thomas, how about yourself? Do you have an Anakin in the collection? What are your thoughts on adding this one?
I don't actually have an Anakin in the collection. I've wanted a dark side Anakin for a long time, but I honestly keep expecting any day now that they're going to give us a 2.0 of the dark side Anakin as well. So I'm kind of like holding out just a little bit of hope, like you gave me for that Hulk figure that still hasn't arrived, that I probably should have just bought 3 months
He's
ago.
coming.
I hate to see it.
Artisan.
But, yeah, Artisan Hulk. No, you know what? I actually do think this looks amazing. Hayden Christensen makes this face all the time, whether he's in the show or just in reality. Like, if you ever see him at one of those, like, collector booths or, you know, Comic-Cons or any of those things, he's constantly making this face with people. And so I think it does look a lot like him, but I do think it looks like him at his current age, slightly de-aged with the CGI, which I think is putting it in kind of that uncanny valley feel to it, because the Anakin we remember from kind of Clone Wars and his younger self does look vastly different than he does nowadays, with a little bit of CGI blend on his face. I think the expression, while at first I was a little lukewarm on it, you know, when I look back at a lot of the other Anakins, he's got the stern face, he's got the angry face, he's got the stoic face. This is kind of the first time where you actually get to see a bit more of a soft side of the character, and he's kind of in that, you know, mentor mentality kind of phase here with Ahsoka, which I did enjoy about the show. It was actually one of my favorite scenes of the show. So, long story short, I'm not going to pick this one up. I don't think this would be the definitive Anakin for me, but I can also see the appeal of having this one, even in combination with the original Clone Wars one. You know, the Clone Wars one standalone, or the Clone Wars one with the
Well, you're saying
staff.
so both could
You
be
know,
justified.
I think both could be justified. When I took a look back at the last Clone Wars figure that has virtually the same outfit, the outfit is actually quite a bit different. There's really rounded shoulder caps on this one, whereas that one's a little bit more like, I want to say more boxy. It looks a little bit more on the baggy side. Some of the belt satchels are different. Some of the pattern lining is a little bit different, but then also, again, vastly different head sculpt. I think I actually like the old head sculpt more, but more because of the expression and because of
Just
the
a little bit more
badassery of it.
menacing.
Yeah, it's just more badass. Whereas this one, as I said, is meant to be that soft side to him, that mentor side that we didn't get a great chance to explore much in any of the other canon of Anakin so far, other than in an animated form. So I think there's the justification to have both on the shelf if you're a huge Anakin fan. This is just not the definitive Anakin for me specifically.
Heck yeah. Well said, Ben. And thanks for giving me permission to get all the Anakins. So probably
go.
just follow suit like I did with the Batman and just get them all. I
Also,
will say I do have. Go ahead.
Give us a memo when the fire sale is coming in there, man.
Also, just
I still won't buy this, but
I apologize too, because I was responding to comments, not realizing that I was logged in as 16fix. So
Yeah, I saw that.
I said
No
hi to
worries,
Collector
no worries.
Zone. I said hi to some other folks. It was
I'm giving
me.
you
I
too much
apologize. Too much power.
Ben's been ordering figures under that alias for
That's
the
right,
last
yeah.
few months as well. Like, so that's
Yes,
explains
I swear
why
it was
he's all over
Ben's
crazy
fault.
here.
He did it.
Yeah.
That's right. Going a little crazy. I will say I do have the Artisan on order though, and I've already got this previous Clone Wars version, and I think 2 Anakins in the collection is probably more than enough for me. One would probably be enough, but I was really intrigued by the Artisan. So that could come out great. It could come out shit. That's the other crazy thing about these Artisans. It's like we don't have a large enough sample size. Folks are spending pretty top dollar, and at the end of the day, we don't know how they're going to come out. It's a bit scary. Kind of white knuckling here. So Ben, I'm gonna pause there on the bargain bin bro front. Excuse me. What have you added to the collection recently? Have you gotten any good deals? I know you had that Transcender. Anything else coming to the collection? Anything else you keeping an eye on?
I really like the Transcender. I've got him, like, I don't know if you can see. He's like right here. here, and he's pointing his gun at Neo, who's doing like the crazy backwards pose. It's a
You have them
badass
both
setup.
in the same cabinet.
In the same cabinet, yeah. So like
Nice.
it looks. I know it wasn't Agent Smith specifically that was the agent chasing Neo in that scene, but in my head canon, it works. I think it's pretty cool. But I haven't actually gotten any other figures in the collection. I'm still just waiting for a bunch of them. I'm expecting, like, I got the Tobey Maguire delayed notification from Sideshow 2 days into April, which made me laugh because like on Sideshow's website it still says I should expect it by March. So I'm like, yeah, clearly it's clearly it's delayed, but thank you for the heads up. I'm expecting that Toby, my C3PO, I'm still really waiting for. Who else? Oh, my Padme, still waiting for. So like, there's a couple that I'm like, oh, and even what's it called? Kenobi Vader. I'm still waiting on. So that's like 4 figures that like I'm hoping kind of any day now just show up, and I've got lots of fun times ahead. But at the moment, I'm trying to not buy myself shit while I wait for the lull of things to come in. You know, you get that feeling where you get that itch to like bring something into the collection. That's why I bought the Transcender the other day, because he was cheap enough that I could justify it, and I had a display idea. But don't buy shit if you don't need it. I ended up bringing a bunch of like smaller scale toys back to a comic book store the other day and trading them in for some store credit, because they were just living in my closet, in boxes and everything. So I was like, let's get some money back, use the collection to fund future collection, kind of go from there. So
Nice, man. And yeah, so I like that Transcender. That was a cool pickup. That was not on my radar before, but
yeah, it's cool.
it looks dope with the Neo you have.
It's better in
Mark,
person too. My photos of it make them look a little plasticky, I will say. Like I was having a really hard time, and I'm using a cell phone camera. I'm sure like, guys like Figurecraft out there could bring a picture to light, right? But in person, I'm like, it looks like Agent Smith. Look, it's pretty good.
it's cool to hear. Okay. Let's see. Marcos is saying Sideshow is been having issues with delays due to the port in China. We're also getting things in batches here. 12 here, 8 here, 12 here. Oh, yeah, that's got to be frustrating when, you're seeing some of your customers are going to be able to get the figure, but not everyone at the same time. That's kind of what they run into with Inart as well. So, yeah, that's good to know. I know I was looking for pictures of the Batman, the Hot Toys version, and I was like, when did this thing come out? And I kept scrolling and scrolling. I was like, man, this has been out for a minute. And the fact that I'm just barely getting mine in hand, and Shane, you're still waiting on yours. So, yeah, so these are rolling out pretty slowly. But we got so much shit, we could probably wait a little bit. So patience is key. Let's move on now to something that's being teased by Toy Sapiens. And so this was the initial tease here. Retro Sapiens, where it was part 2, Back to the Future. Really didn't know what this meant, but they've since dropped this image here where it looks like some clothes, some smaller scale figures, almost like bobbleheads, and maybe a skateboard and some mags. So this is obviously not enough to go off of yet, but Shane, I'm going to start with you. Do you think that we're going to get Back to the Future Part 2 reissues of the futuristic Doc, the futuristic Marty, or do you think we're going to get the disguised versions, or is this it? Are we not going to get anything at all?
Yeah, I think they're going to do the long yellow coat version of Doc. That be right? Is that the one you're referring to? Or?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're going to get them again. I think you're going to get maybe soft 2.0s maybe. Soft reissues 2.0s. But yeah, I think that's, whether they do that, I think that's more than likely it's going to happen. Basically, Joao can sleep soundly at night knowing that people will be posing their Mark II DeLorean with Back to the Future 2 figures. I think
the correct figures.
Yeah.
Okay, and would you be tempted by any of those?
No. As in, like, yeah, look, Back to the Future, it's a great trilogy, piece of cinematic and science fiction history, but again, it's just like money and all that kind of stuff, and it's not something I feel as strongly about as other movies and trilogies, so no, not for me.
Okay, understood. And Ben, how about yourself, man? What do you think? You think we're actually going to get reissues or 2.0s of those Back to the Future Part 2 figures, and would you be interested?
I would definitely be interested if there were a 2.0. I honestly, like, I was so disappointed by the fact that they didn't really update the first Doc Brown head sculpt. They still had like the holes in the ears and stuff like that. Was so lazy on the part of Hot Toys. But the DeLorean that I have in my collection is the Part 2 DeLorean, so I think it would be awesome to have those figures specifically. I would definitely put the money in. If they're just recast of what we've had in the past, just with some updated paint apps, I don't know if I would go with it, to be honest. I think I may skip it if that was the case. So crossing my fingers. Do I actually think they're going to do it? Yeah, honestly, I think that they're lacking in terms of Marvel content, Star Wars content this year. So I think that they're going to go back to the well on a lot of different IPs. Back to the Future could be one of them. Terminator, maybe Alien versus Predator. All of those types of story beats that we've seen from the past. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them all start to make a return this year. So could be a great year, at least if they're updates. What I hope though is that if they do revisit the well for really any of these figures or characters, I should say, I hope that they give us different accessories. I hope that they can still maintain the value of the originals to make reissues both, exciting for new collectors, but also an easier nut to swallow for the old ones.
Yeah, really good point. I think with Marty though, it'd be tough because you need those mags, you need the hoverboard. Like those are essential, and I'm
Essential.
desperate to have
That's true.
those in a 1/6 representation. And I guess the mags wouldn't be Nike branded, but I'm sure you can get some third party ones if and when they announce 2.0s. Calvin, how about you? I forget. Do you have what's your Back to the Future representation? I know you got the DeLorean, but what do you have in terms of figures? Sorry, Calvin, you're coming in a little bit low. Your headphones
My
might be.
mic, my bad. My mic was up.
Okay.
I have the first Marty and Doc, and if I had the chance, I would definitely get a number 2 Marty with the air mags and the jacket and the hoverboard if I had the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think those two I would be desperate to add. I think those are the iconic to me, the iconic versions of the characters. When I think of Back to the Future, although part one is the better film, I do always think of part two because, going to Universal Studios and the ride and all the, just the futuristic tech from the second one. I just, first thing that comes to mind. So I think they're going to do it. If I was putting money on something, like Ben said, they're going to be kind of desperate to figure out which properties they can put stuff out for. So I think they're going to give us both of those. I would bet on it, but we shall see. All right. So maybe one more topic, guys.
Thank you.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
All right. All right. Let's go. All right. So this is something else that is movie news, and this wasn't on my radar at all. But to Ben's point about Hot Toys being desperate and them also loving Christian Bale, this is our first look at Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster in Maggie Gyllenhaal, one of my favorite actresses of all time. Shane knows, The Bride. So Christian Bale is going to be playing Frankenstein's monster. I feel like we're going to get a 1/6 figure of this, but is this on anyone's radar? Has anyone seen stuff about The Bride before?
That photo was the first I heard of it.
This is the first.
Like the photo I saw yesterday, but like
Yeah, I saw it yesterday too.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not even familiar with what the heck this film. I'm assuming it's about Frankenstein's bride, right, or the monster's
Right.
bride.
But this is the first that I've heard anything about Christian Bale, even with this project. So, and seeing the image.
Yeah, this is really exciting, and I know that again they love Christian Bale. They've gone to that well many times, and I totally could see them doing something like this. And I don't know if Maggie's in the film, but I'm hoping so. The more screen time that she can get, the better, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I've watched some Christian Bale interviews in the past. I can't remember who does it, but it's like, his career sort of thing, and then him talking about his films and everything, and him trying to land opportunities, and how he really had to make American Psycho happen. He was almost taken off the project entirely, and then like kind of forced his way to make it work anyways, and still ended up becoming such a huge iconic film for him. But now hearing him kind of talk about he's past some of that now. Now he's got that reputation of being a good actor. So now he gets to just have passion projects, things that gets his juices flowing, that he gets excited about. And I think like he's the type of actor that if he sinks his teeth into a role like this, it could be really, really awesome. I'm excited to see what he does with it.
He always goes all the way in too.
does.
Like that's just
100%.
his personality.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see it.
Anyone else like passionate about like monster stuff or about Frankenstein excited for this one, or is this kind of a whatever announcement?
I always have been. I hope that we see like a return of like Van Helsing at some point in the future against monsters. I mean, like Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing back in the day was awesome, but I'd love to see a revisit to that kind of monster verse as well. But oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Calvin, I don't know if you said something, but you were really low again there.
Am I? Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear
You're
you.
good. We can hear you.
Well, I was just gonna say, I like my horror stuff, so not necessarily the biggest Frankenstein fan, but I do appreciate him for being one of the originals when it came to horror. So I like it for that reason. But put Christian Bale on it, he'll kill it. So he may turn me around on that.
Yeah. So have they ever done like a proper in the modern era, a proper Frankenstein representation on film? Because I feel like it's just such an iconic property, but no one comes to mind when I think about Frankenstein portrayal in film. Again, in the modern era.
No, I can only think of maybe the 30s or 40s when they did it back then, and then you had the Munsters, and then that was what, the 70s or 80s. So as far as modern, I don't think we've had anything for it.
Yeah, I just think like this could be an opportunity for him to, refresh the character and bring it into like the modern stage. I don't know. I'm really excited by this the more I think about it. Shane, did you give your thoughts on this at all?
No, I don't know anything about it, so I'm not excited about it. But it's kind of like what Calvin said. Like, depending like what the Bale, he's just good in pretty much everything I've seen him. You know what I mean? So if the trailer looks good, I'll go see it. It's not enough though to guarantee me to go see it either. Like, I saw the trailer for Amsterdam and I heard some like woeful reviews in it, so I just kind of said, I'm going to skip that, and I still haven't watched it. But typically, if I watch a movie with him, he's pretty good. So we'll see what the trailer campaign is like and see what the story is.
Yeah, absolutely. And with it being so dry with new movies, this is one that I'm definitely excited for. Equan is saying, is this related to the Dark Universe Universal started years ago? I think that they've abandoned that. They tried to do their own Avengers, right? They did like the Wolfman, and yeah, I think that they've abandoned those plans. Thank God. But I'm sure this is probably the reboot of that. Ben, how do you say reboot? Sorry, you were on mute.
I think it's pronounced Vegas, Las Vegas.
That's right.
It's a reboot.
There you go. Love it.
Sorry.
All right. So maybe just one more here. And this has been talked to death, but there's some accompanying news here. So obviously the dark side. Oh, it's not showing up.
Something dark side.
The dark side. Okay, a bunch of nothing here, but everyone was excited about Revan and Starkiller, and apparently the Knights of the Old Republic remake is still alive. According to IGN, it's still going to happen. So with that being said, and Shane, I know you can probably sit this one out. Ben, I'm going to start with you. Are there any other Star Wars video game characters you'd want to see in 1.6? Anything that excites you about maybe them opening the floodgates for this VGM line? I've been talking about Cal Kestis for a while, but anyone else come to mind that you might want to see in 1.6?
Definitely. I mean, Cal Kestis is the first that comes to mind for sure. I loved both of those video games. Thought that was awesome. I think it was the fifth sister or the third sister. I can't remember which one it was as well from the game. That was really badass. That'd be really cool to see. I don't know if she's appeared in a video game, but I'd love to see an Asajj Ventress at some point. She's a really badass character. Those three, I think, would be my top. Starkiller was one for me that was huge just because I loved the Force Unleashed games. They're like classic old games, which I think was worthy of playing even still.
Ben, when does he get this outfit? Because I played a lot of those games, but I don't remember him getting this kind of uniform or the outfit. Do you recall when that happens?
I don't remember the helmet specifically either, which I thought was interesting. I had to look it up to see who it was when it first came out, because I was like, again, same thing. When we saw the Ahsoka show, remember there was that character that went out in a poof of green smoke. At one point, I was like, maybe that's Starkiller, but just like changed outfit slightly, and then obviously that wasn't the case. But
I think he's
I don't
on
remember if it was at the end of Force
too.
Unleashed 2.
Merrick, this guy right here at the
Merrick, yeah.
bottom right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kind of a similar look, anyways. But no, Starkiller was awesome. And as I said, if you guys have ever had an opportunity to play the Force Unleashed games, for their time, they're great, and even still, they hold up. Like the ability to take a stormtrooper and throw them off of shit, so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, I think they just did like a whole Star Wars pack that includes Knights of the Old Republic, includes at least Force Unleashed #1 for the Switch, so you could play it on any system basically. So
That'd be awesome. Worthy of going back to, for sure.
absolutely. Calvin, question to you if you're able to answer. What are there any video game characters from the Star Wars universe that you'd be excited to see in 1/6? With maybe us getting Starkiller and Revan.
Cal Kestis is the only one that I would know of, and I never finished the first movie. I mean, the first video game. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's one that they got to give us. They got to give us Cal Kestis someday. But let's see what they announce from this other line here. So I think with that we could probably call it a day. Anyone want to plug coming up on their channels? Ben, I could start with you.
Thanks for having me on briefly. It was good to see you guys. I'm happy I was able to make it in for half an hour. Good to see everybody in the chat as well. Love you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Let's Get Nuts on Sunday this week. We are doing a channel member giveaway of a King Shark. We've got about 33 members now, so your chances are pretty good to win. I don't care if you're on the panel. I don't care if you're one of my friends. We're going to do a duck race. If you win, you win. But my ask would be that you're in the chat as a channel member on Sunday, if you're able to be, because I'd really like to give that to somebody live and keep it nice and transparent for everybody and all the good things. So going to have a great show planned for it as well, but don't forget, channel member giveaway this Sunday on Let's Get Nuts.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to that, Ben. Thanks for popping in for a little bit. So Shane, on to you. What do you have coming up on the channel?
Thanks for the invite, man. Good to see the band back together nearly now. We just need bread in it and be.
I think he's going to show up any second now.
Yeah,
He's probably just getting a cup of water.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the invite. I was saying, let me see. I was supposed to do an episode of Visions with Mario tomorrow night, but I've pushed that to Saturday week. So that'll be Saturday the 13th at 7 p.m. my time or 11 a.m. your time. But on Thursday, that's Thursday coming the 11th, I'll have be interviewing Yost from Jazz Inc. So that's this Thursday the 11th at 7 p.m. my time. So again, 11 a.m. your time, or I suppose New York will be about 2 o'clock during the day. So that'll be a good chance to try to convince him to make that RoboCop OCP Detroit police car. I'll probably have fun
Grovel if you have to.
That'd
be cool.
Yeah. So that's it.
And the rumor is that they're going to start making some figures potentially too, right?
Yeah. I'll ask him about that and see if he'll give anything away. But I don't think he will, because I saw him on his own update saying that they do have figures in mind, but they won't be like announcing anything until they have the rights, which is fair enough, because otherwise they'll be showing a prototype, something they don't have the rights for, whatever. Yeah,
you don't want to get ahead of folks with hype as well. You see Inart and their teases, and
still waiting for that DX19
someday. But hey, we've got the other company now making stuff, so we're good. Ben's favorite company. Calvin, you gonna be on LWO tonight? No,
That's good.
Excuse me.
all good.
Unless my wife has some, unless she pulls some dinner plan or something that I don't know about at the last minute, I'll be there. P-Rock is hosting tonight, I believe. So you guys be ready for the filthy. I'm sure he has something up his sleeve for us tonight.
No doubt about it.
I have a couple new invites I'm excited for. I'll be on with Geo, the movie canon, on Sunday evening. I believe it's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. And then I believe Brick will have me on Monday evening. Yeah, so a couple new shows there.
Awesome. Okay, Calvin.
And man, and the funny thing is, Shane asked me for a Visions long time ago. I'm like, damn it, now he's doing revisions. So put me on the calendar, man. We need to make this happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, he's doubling up on people already. So I need to get on.
We'll definitely will. We definitely will. Because yeah, it's funny. Like I didn't think people would be interested in coming back for a second chat, but yeah, Dan Six Gill Reviews reached out to me. Joao as well, Mario. So yeah, we had KG on so far, and Graham from Jedi Nice Watch. So it's always a good chat. Big changes in their collections as well. So yeah, we'll make that happen, Calvin. We'll make that happen.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Well,
can I ask Jose Hernandez, out of 5 stars, what did you think of RoboCop?
Oh wow. Okay.
Are we talking about 1?
Yeah, he
Seems
never seen it before. So we're just waiting. Anytime now, Jose. It sounds like we got lives to live.
Jose.
Or anything
I will
else
say
to
I
live.
just recently watched RoboCop. I think it was a movie of the week for Collecting Weekly before they discontinued that. And I had seen it before, but maybe not the whole thing. Honestly, it still holds up. Like the themes still run deep, so I think it's still a damn good film.
I'm sad to hear that segment's gone. That was a good segment for you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a nice way to wrap things up. I like that.
I think he knows, yeah. So hopefully he brings it back in some form or another. But I think it was just hard for everyone to watch the movie a week, right? Like to actually make the time to watch the film. So maybe
Well, especially when you're choosing movies like Braveheart that are like 3 hours long.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think one thing we talked about is
Worth it.
maybe doing like a movie of the month instead of the movie of the week, like a movie of the month. Everyone, in the community will have time to watch it as well. Jose's saying 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Look, I'd accept 4 or 5, but otherwise I'd clear out your desk here at the Hub Show. But, yeah, 4 is okay. 4 is okay. We haven't seen Eddie in a while, but like Eddie did not like
That's
RoboCop,
right.
so
Yeah.
only joking, Eddie. If you're watching, we welcome difference of opinions, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jose.
I will say recently I was on a panel for work, and it was like a public forum, and they asked me, okay, as an icebreaker, what was the last movie you saw? What would you rank it out of 5 stars? I said, the last movie I saw was Dune 2. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think I liked the first one better. I'd say probably like 3.5 to 4 stars. And everyone in the audience was like, what? Like there was like this big commotion, and they're like, wait, did you read the book? Like everyone was like concerned that I gave it such a low rating. I was like, I'm saying I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So I almost got chased out of the room for saying that Dune 2 was 3.5 to 4 stars.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you not give it a perfect 5 out of 5? Yeah. It was horrifying. So when I started up again, I was like, hey, I think we started on the wrong foot. Let's just pretend I said 5 and let's just move on, please. So
have you seen it?
Yeah,
Like, what's your official final rating as of today? Like,
oh, that's tough. So I would say the first one to me is probably like a 4.5 out of 5, if not higher. Like I really love that first one. I really, really love that first film. Damn, it's a damn good film. Second one, I'll put it at a 4. I'll say a solid 4. I do want to see it one more time. How about you, Shane? What would you give 1 and 2?
well, the first one, 3.5. Don't think I'd go any higher than that. The second one really grew on me. Like I liked it. I came out of the cinema. I was like, right, that is between a 4 and a 5-star movie. But like Brent said, yeah, I think there's a lot of recency bias going on with, like, say, reviews and stuff like that. But the more I watch it, I've seen it 3 times now, twice in IMAX, and the more I watch it, the more I enjoy it. So it is 4.5, 5 stars. I think I'm leaning towards that. Yeah.
It's almost like one long movie, honestly. I'm looking forward to hopefully watching, like, in my home theater setup, watching part 1, taking a break, watching part 2. I feel like just as a cohesive package, it'll be incredible to pick up right where number 1 leaves off. But yeah, I'm just saying, number 1 is so freaking good. I can't, like, I ended the film, I think I watched it maybe 2 days ago and was beaming. I was like, this movie's so damn good. So yeah, so almost lost my life over there, not giving Dune 2 a high enough rating, but such is life. Want to thank everyone on the panel, everyone in the chat. Calvin, I want to apologize to you. I need to update this and add you as a hidden fighter, like I said, so that will happen here soon. But with that, I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bargain Bin Bros. Select Fighter Ben Thomas, Marco G, Big Red, Fotis, Money Mendez, Dean the Dream, Ox Pop,